Not me having the men that have to go outside and talk on the phone and FaceTime after 9 because they stay with their baby mama or their girlfriend triggered. You mad because I let the cat out of the bag? I don't know how it wasn't obvious, Pookie. What grown man go to the furniture store and pick out a headboard with rhinestones in it? Be for real. Honestly, I don't even know what y'all upset about, because half of these women will never have the guts enough to ask y'all, because if they smart, they would make you do a 360 of that room and the bathroom, right? But most of them will never ask you. They'll still keep letting you come to their house and never put 2 and 2 together as to why they can't never come to yours. But on the upside, this whole video do got the men who actually got their own spots coming forward and stitching my video and showing off their bedrooms and how they got their place decorated. Bravo to y'all for being grown men, because these men on here who triggered because they stand with a woman and going 50-50, or they up in her house eating up her kids' fruit snacks, they triggered.
Isn't it convenient, guys, how for these women, the only high-value men are the ones that perfectly suit them, the ones who will do anything for them, the ones who simp. You know, those are those are the high-value men. The men who focus on themselves and, you know, want to do what they're interested in, yeah, they're not high-value men.
Ain't no police around here, baby, I won't judge you.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news. If you've been made to believe you're crazy for asking the guy you're dating to unfollow anyone who he's hooked up with, any past girlfriend, stop liking girls' photos on Instagram, not to DM girls, you are not crazy and you are doing the right thing. I return lost heirlooms to families, and many of those items are letters and diaries that span hundreds of years. And the amount of affairs I have come across, you wouldn't even believe. And this is when the only form of communication was through letters. F-boys and cheating have always been a thing. However, I believe that the human design cannot keep up with the digital age. There's too much temptation, and although it might be easier to connect with people and meet people on social media, it's also way easier to cheat. And in 2023, we can all agree that cheating can start with one DM. I'm going to make a part 2.
So what this girl says is something that Taylor has been saying for a lot of time, and that is that it's a red flag for women to have socials. Now, it's also a red flag for men to be DMing some other girls while they are in a committed relationship. The difference is, when men have socials, they don't receive attention, they don't receive, you know, I don't know, guys who get constantly messaged by girls like, hey, do you want to hang out? It's women who receive all the attention online, so it's much easier and it's much more of a temptation for them to cheat. That's why it's a red flag for a girl to have a lot of male friends and to be texting them at all times. You know, for anyone blue-pilled, watch this woman say it, because of course when someone who is red-pilled says it, it's certainly bad and it's certainly controlling.
So, went on this date with this guy.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that? What is that?
Been talking to him for like 3 nights, which is less than my usual. Like, I usually try and go 7 days, so I know they're not an accident to it. But anyway, yeah, been talking to this guy, vetted him fully. He said he was a psychologist, which is like intelligent, not a retard.
Hold on a minute, man. What the hell am I watching? For anyone not looking at the screen, so we have the SpongeBob filter, and then we have those, like, animation eyes. How far would this go? You know, trends come and go. I cannot wait until this one goes forever.
Tick box. Said that he had a house in Manchester, Dubai, and London. So I was like, bit of dollar, not a necessity, but tick box still. He also just said he was tall. So I was like, all right, okay then, no worries. Like, tick box for me. Like, no, some people don't care, but shallow, I'm okay with it. So anyway, date night came, and we arranged to meet up at this bar. He sent me the address, and it was called The Warehouse. said to my mate, and she was like, what the fuck? You're meeting someone for the first time at a warehouse. Obviously, got there, it was fine, it was an actual bar, so we were okay. Cool. I got there, I texted him, and he was like, oh, I'm 5 minutes late. Great, brilliant, that's not a good start, is it? So I sat down, and got a drink, got quite a little table, it was like a little booth in the back, and waited. And as I sat down, he texted me again, saying, how tall are you, by the way? And I thought, oh, fuck a duck. Like, I hope you're not Lord Farquaad quad level and you were lying the whole time. So I was like, yeah, I am 5'5". Why? And he was just like, oh, just wondering, because I'm tall. So I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, oh, you though? But yeah. Oh. That's not what he looked like. And anyway, he walked in 10 minutes late.
She changed the eye filter, and she's like, oh, that's not how I look like. As if this is what you really look like. And I feel like I'm watching some video made by some 5-year-old.
Great. But he was a fucking giant. Like, when I tell you he was tall, he was 6'8". And when you picture 6'8", you do not picture 6'8". Like, he looked like he just jumped out of Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, fucking huge. And had to duck on the way in. And then he came, found me, spotted my table. And he couldn't get in. He couldn't get under the table. So that wasn't a good start. I felt like a dick because I picked a booze and he couldn't get under the table. And I had to pull the table onto myself so he could sit down. He gave me the money back for my drinks, which was cute. We had a nice little chat about mental health, about his job, about both works, blah, blah, blah. Quite intellectual conversation, as you will. And then I was like, right, I'm going to just nip for a wee. And I stood up, and he went, slow down, girl. I just want to check your batty out. Sorry, what? Sorry, what? He was like, can I say that? I was like, maybe. You'll have to find out the rest in part 2.
I don't need to watch part 2 to know what you did. Of course you let him. He's 6 foot, more than 6 foot. He's quite attractive apparently. He has a good job. He made a good impression on you because, let's face it guys, women are the same as men. We just value people based on looks first and foremost. You know, personality comes right after, but yeah, people care about looks. Women say all the time, oh, I don't care about looks, men are so disgusting, always checking other women out. Now, women do the same. So he was quite attractive, he had a good job, he was a giga chat, so of course you allowed him to watch you. And women do this all the time. They make rules that chats can break, but other people cannot. The good guys, the nice guys, even the simps, like whoever who is not a chat, he has rules. He has to tick all the boxes. He has to be so many things. He has to follow, a certain code. He has to talk like this and think like this and yada yada. All their stupid list of bullcrap. But when it's chat, he gets a free pass on everything. He can be mean, and it's seen as, dominant, assertive. He can be obscene, and it's viewed as, sexy or, attractive.
So it's almost 6 months since my breakup, and I'm not over it still, just completely honest. But I think it's because, right after the breakup, I went on Hinge. I went and partied. I was out with my friends telling them, oh, I'm so over him, I don't even want to talk.
So many red flags. That's a red flag if I've ever seen one. Guys, tell me please, do you know a woman who has been in a committed relationship and, she just can't wait to break it, to immediately hook up with a lot of guys or start going on clubs, behaving for the streets, being a 3 or 4 like never before? I've seen so many men in my life, and it's this sort of, really weird concept where some women pretend they want a serious relationship, and they may have one, but they are constantly feeling like they're missing out. This is a huge red flag, man, because it shows that a person is not really interested in, let's say, the future or something stable. They just want to ride the carousel. So if they are in a good relationship, they will sabotage it on purpose to be able to then hook up. Like, I know many women who have been in relationships, and we're not talking about monkey branching anymore, where they will leave one relationship and immediately start another. No, we're talking about leave a relationship, hook up with 7 guys, start a new relationship, break it, hook up with 5 other men, just this whole fatherless behavior. That is why it's a huge red flag to take on women who, before before they were in a relationship with you, they were going through hookups. Because it just shows what they value.
Talk about him anymore. Like, I'm over. You can even look at my old videos. I literally have said that before. Like, a month after we broke up. Like, all that time is just delaying your healing, and you're gonna be at 6 months being like, damn, why do I still feel like this?
Then we're still talking about healing. This woman has the audacity to talk about healing. Guys, the word healing doesn't mean jack crap anymore. It doesn't mean anything. When you hear the word healing, just pretend like you just heard the wind blow. It doesn't mean anything.
It's because if you keep running away from that pain, baby girl, like, it's gonna be there. So start chipping away at it today, okay? Quit drinking, quit going out, quit doing things that are running away from your pain. Just stop. And
so wise, aren't you? You're really wise after, and damn, that's a horrific place to pause the video. You're really wise when you've already stepped on all the mines. When you've already made all the mistakes, you're really wise. Baby girl, you don't have to run from your pain. Why didn't you follow your own advice? It's kind of hypocrite of yourself to be, explaining this after you've done the same mistakes. Why would anyone listen to you when you with your behavior wouldn't avoid it? It's just really stupid, man.
truly believe that every single person deep down knows when they're running away from that one feeling that they know they need to confront. And on the plus side of that, if you see your ex running around partying with other girls or whatever, just know that they're not healing at all, and that feeling of guilt or missing you, that's still there in them. So
it will be in them if they ever cared. If a man ever cared about a certain woman, and after the relationship, let's say he's on clubs, yeah, maybe he's trying to forget her. But if the guy, if that what he ever wanted was just to have fun, he's not coping, he's not trying to forget you, he already forgot you, maybe he didn't even remember your name,
if you see them doing that, just know that's still in them. The sooner you confront this, the faster you're gonna get over this dusty, crusty man.
Man, some women really love to cope. They really love to pretend that Chad, who used them for 1 or 2 nights, was really into them. And they like to sit in their rooms and think, oh, he must be missing me right now. He must be so sad. He missed on the best partner he could have had. Meanwhile, Chad is out partying, doing the same thing to other women. But she was right about one thing though, gentlemen. And that is that people always know, even if it's subconsciously, that they are running away from something if they are. So women perfectly understand this when they monkey branch or when they go to clubs and they go through hookup phases. They perfectly know what they're doing, so absolutely zero sympathy from me. But leave me your thoughts down in the comments, gentlemen, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.